Hello, everyone, and welcome to my podcast. My name is Laiba, and I am very happy to have you here today. I hope you're doing well and feeling good. Today, we are going to talk about a very useful and interesting topic: English in a restaurant. Many people learn English, but they feel nervous when they go to a restaurant and need to speak in English. They may not know what to say, how to order food, or how to ask for help. This can feel confusing and stressful, but don't worry. In this podcast, I will help you learn simple and easy English that you can use in a restaurant. I will speak slowly and clearly, and I will use very simple words and sentences so that you can understand everything. We will learn step by step. First, we will talk about what to say before you go to a restaurant. Then we will learn how to order food, ask questions, and talk to the waiter. We will also learn how to ask for the bill and what to do if there is a problem. This podcast is perfect for beginners and anyone who wants to feel more confident speaking English in real life. Remember, it is okay to make mistakes. The most important thing is to try and practice. So take a deep breath, relax, and let's start learning together. Let's begin our journey with English in a restaurant. Now let's talk about what to do before going to a restaurant. Sometimes you need to book a table. This is also called making a reservation. You can do this by phone or online. Let's learn some simple and useful sentences. If you call a restaurant, you can say, "Hello, I would like to book a table." Then the person may ask you some questions. For example, "How many people? What time? What day?" You can answer like this: "A table for 2, please. 3 people, please. At 7 p.m. For tonight or for tomorrow." You can also say everything in one sentence. "I would like to book a table for 2 at 7 p.m. tonight." Very simple, right? Now, sometimes the restaurant is full. If that happens, they may say, "Sorry, we are full," or "We don't have a table at that time." In this situation, you can ask, "Do you have another time available?" Or "Is 8 p.m. okay?" If you do not want to make a reservation, you can also just go to the restaurant. This is called a walk-in. But remember, in busy places, it is better to book a table first. So before going to a restaurant, try to practice these simple sentences. This will help you feel more confident and relaxed. Now that we know how to book a table, let's move to the next step: arriving at the restaurant. Now let's talk about what happens when you arrive at the restaurant. When you enter the restaurant, you will usually see a person at the front. This person is called the host or hostess. Their job is to welcome you and show you to your table. First, you can greet them by saying hello or good evening. If you already have a reservation, you can say, "I have a reservation," or "I have a reservation under the name Laiba." The host may ask, "How many people?" You can answer, "2 people," or "4 people." Then they will take you to your table. Now, if you do not have a reservation, don't worry. You can say, "Do you have a table for 2?" or "Table for 3, please." If there is a table available, they will say, "Yes, please come this way." If the restaurant is busy, they may say, "Please wait for a few minutes," or "There is a 10-minute wait." In this situation, you can say, "That's okay," or "No problem." Sometimes they will ask, "Would you like to sit inside or outside?" You can answer, "Inside, please," or "Outside, please." These are very simple and useful sentences that you can use when you arrive at a restaurant. Now you are seated and ready to eat. Next, we will learn how to understand the menu and talk about food. Now let's learn how to understand the menu. When you sit at your table, the waiter will give you a menu. The menu is a list of food and drinks that you can order. Sometimes the menu can look difficult, but don't worry. Let's learn some common and easy words. First, we have starters. Starters are small dishes that you eat before your main food. For example, soup or salad. Next, we have the main course. This is the main meal. It is usually bigger and more filling. For example, rice, chicken, pasta, or fish. Then we have dessert. Dessert is sweet food that you eat at the end of your meal. For example, cake, ice cream, or fruit. We also have drinks. For example, water, juice, tea, coffee, or soft drinks. Now, sometimes you may not understand something on the menu. That is okay. You can ask questions. You can say, "What is this?" Or, "Can you explain this dish?" You can also ask, "Is it spicy? Is it vegetarian?" Does it have meat? If you have any food problems or allergies, you can say, I am allergic to nuts, or I don't eat dairy, or I am vegetarian. These sentences are very important for your health and safety. You can also ask for suggestions. You can say, what do you recommend? Or what is popular here? The waiter will be happy to help you. So remember, don't feel shy. It is okay to ask questions. This will help you choose the right food and enjoy your meal. Now that you understand the menu, let's move to the next step, ordering your food. Now let's learn how to order food in a restaurant. After you look at the menu, the waiter will come to your table and ask, are you ready to order? If you are ready, you can say, yes. If you need more time, you can say, just a minute, please. Or, I need a little more time. Now, let's learn how to order politely. You can say, I would like, or can I have, for example, I would like a chicken sandwich. Can I have a bowl of soup? I would like a glass of water. These sentences are simple and polite. If you want more than one item, you can say, I would like a salad and pasta, or I'll have rice with chicken. Now, sometimes you want to change something in your food. This is called customizing your order. You can say, no onions, please. Less spicy, please. Can you add cheese? Can I have this without sauce? These are very useful sentences. You can also ask for suggestions. For example, what do you recommend? Or what is your special today? If you want the same food as your friend, you can say, I'll have the same. After you finish ordering, the waiter may say, anything else? You can answer, that's all, thank you. Or, yes, I would also like a drink. Now your order is complete. Remember, always speak clearly and politely. Simple sentences are enough. Great job. Now let's move to the next part. What to say during the meal. Now let's talk about what to say during the meal. After you order your food, you will wait for a few minutes. Then the waiter will bring your food to the table. When you receive your food, you can say, thank you. This is polite and friendly. Now during the meal, you may need something. Don't worry. You can ask easily. For example, if you need water, you can say, can I have some water, please? If you need a spoon, fork, or knife, you can say, can I have a spoon, please? Or, can I get a fork? If you need a napkin, you can say, can I have a napkin, please? Sometimes the waiter may come and ask, is everything okay? You can answer, yes, everything is good, thank you. Or, it's very delicious. Now, if there is a small problem, you can speak politely. For example, this is a little spicy, or it's a bit cold. Always try to be calm and polite when you speak. If you need anything else, you can say, excuse me. This is a very important and polite way to get attention. So remember, during the meal, use simple and polite sentences. This will help you communicate easily and enjoy your food. Now let's move to the next step, asking for the bill. Now let's learn how to ask for the bill. After you finish your meal, you will need to pay. In English, we usually say bill or check. Both words mean the same thing. To ask for the bill, you can say, can I have the bill, please? Or, could I get the check, please? These sentences are polite and easy to use. Sometimes the waiter will bring the bill without you asking. But if they don't, you can say, excuse me, and then ask for the bill. After that, the waiter will give you the bill. Now let's talk about payment. If you want to pay with cash, you don't need to say much, just give the money. If you want to pay by card, you can ask, can I pay by card? Or do you accept cards? Sometimes you may want to split the bill with your friends. This means each person pays for their own food. You can say, can we split the bill? Or separate bills, please. In some countries, people also give a tip to the waiter. A tip is extra money to say thank you for good service. You can say, keep the change. This means the waiter can keep the extra money. So remember, asking for the bill is simple. Just be polite and clear. Great. Now let's move to the next part, common problems and how to handle them. Now let's talk about some common problems in a restaurant and how to handle them in English. Sometimes things do not go perfectly. That's okay. The important thing is to stay calm and speak politely. Let's look at some simple situations. First, what if you get the wrong order? You can say, excuse me, I think this is not my order. Or, I ordered chicken, but this is fish. This is clear and polite. Now, what if your food is cold? You can say, "Excuse me, my food is cold." Or, "Could you please heat this?" Next, what if your food is too spicy or not good? You can say, "This is too spicy for me." Or, "I'm sorry, I don't like this dish." Now, what if you're waiting for a long time? You can say, "Excuse me, we have been waiting for a long time." Or, "Could you please check our order?" These sentences are very useful. Remember, always use polite words like excuse me, please, thank you. Do not be angry or loud. Speak slowly and clearly. Most of the time, the restaurant staff will help you and fix the problem. So don't be afraid to speak. You have the right to ask and explain your problem. Great. Now let's move to the final part, some useful tips for English learners. Now let's talk about some useful tips to help you feel more confident when you speak English in a restaurant. First, speak slowly and clearly. You do not need to speak fast. When you speak slowly, people can understand you better. Second, use simple sentences. You don't need difficult grammar. Simple sentences like "I would like" or "Can I have" are perfect. Third, do not be afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes are a normal part of learning. Even if your English is not perfect, people will still understand you. Fourth, listen carefully. When the waiter speaks, try to listen to the words and understand the meaning. If you don't understand, you can say, "Sorry, can you repeat that?" Or, "Can you speak more slowly, please?" Fifth, practice these sentences before you go. You can practice at home, in front of a mirror, or with a friend. The more you practice, the more confident you will feel. And finally, be polite and smile. A smile makes communication easier and more friendly. Remember, learning English takes time. Be patient with yourself and keep practicing every day. You are doing a great job. Now let's finish our podcast with a short and simple conclusion. Now we have come to the end of today's podcast. Today we learned about English in a restaurant step by step. We started from making a reservation, then arriving at the restaurant, understanding the menu, ordering food, speaking during the meal, asking for the bill, and even handling common problems. I hope now you feel more confident and comfortable using English in real restaurant situations. Remember, you don't need perfect English. You only need simple words, polite sentences, and a little practice every day. The most important thing is, do not be afraid to speak. The more you practice, the better you will become. Thank you so much for listening to me today. I really hope this podcast helped you learn something useful. This is Laiba, signing off. Take care, keep learning, and see you in the next podcast. Thanks for watching Talk Smart English 3 Dawned. Forget, like, share, and subscribe. Take care and goodbye.